Hey, what's up? John Sonmez from SimpleProgrammer.com. So I am actually here in Southern California in San Diego. I'm going to be here for the next 2 months. You're going to see some videos from some weird locations. I'm renting a place out here as we're checking out the area. Anyway, I wanted to do a video, sort of response to a comment on a video that I made that was kind of disheartening, disconcerting. I don't know what the word is, but anyway, it was something that troubled me quite a bit, that someone would have this attitude, and I thought I would address it in a couple of different ways. So first of all, the video that I'm referring to is this video about, I think I titled it something about kissing ass, but basically about, and you can watch it here, and basically it was about whether or not, someone had sent this email saying about how to get ahead in the industry. They had to do all these things and had to be a yes man and all this and deal with all these nasty people, and and I sort of said, well, your attitude is really part of the problem. But anyway, I got a reply on this, and I won't read you the whole comment. You can check out the video if you want to. But basically, the comment went on to say some things like, lesson to newbies, software/IT is a miserable profession. If you're a high school dropout and can't complete college for some reason, you can make a lot of money very easily in this business. Otherwise, if you're smart enough to graduate from computer science engineering program in a decent school, you'll be wasting your talents and abilities in this business. And he went on to say, I guess I will read this part. In that case, I beg you to stay in school, pursue medical, law, or other advanced professional degree. No one tells a heart surgeon what to do. A brain surgeon doesn't have to connect with his nurses or negotiate with them to get the job done. And your colleagues won't be idiots, because all of them will have the same educational level and licensure as you do. That's the difference. So he goes on a little bit, but I wanted to address this issue because, there's a few different things here, but the main thing I want to address here is the fact that, or the question of, can you have a job, can you have a profession where you don't have a boss? And my answer would be no. It doesn't matter who you are or what you do, you're going to have some kind of boss. You're going to have some kind of responsibility, someone that you report to. We always are going to be under the authority of someone else. And the sooner that you accept that in life, the better off that you're going to be. Now, as a software developer, do you have to deal with coworkers and dev managers and all this? Of course you do. But does a brain surgeon not answer to anyone? Of course he answers to someone. Of course, if you're working at a hospital, you probably have some kind of director that's going to be in charge of all of the surgeons, and you're going to answer to that person. And let's say that you're independent and running a private practice. Your patients are going to be your boss to some degree, right? And the licensing board, there's going to be a lot of different responsibilities that you're going to have. You can't just say you are your own person and you don't have to listen to anyone or obey any kind of authority. Even as an entrepreneur, you take my job, for example, right? You might say, well, John, you don't have a boss. Well, the market is my boss. I can't just do whatever I want, right? I have to do stuff that people actually want. Unfortunately, it lines up a lot, but I have certain responsibilities. I have certain people that are always going to be over me, right? Every time I do a deal with some kind of contract, I've got someone that I'm going to have to report to, or I'm going to have to take some kind of direction from. I can't always be 100% independent, my own man, and not ever feel like I have to. Especially, I want to say that, it may be true that, you might be able to chart your own destiny. And in my business, I don't have to report to a lot of people, right? I don't per se have a boss, but I still have to deal with people, and I still have to deal with them in the right way. I can't just have it my way and say, screw you if you don't agree with me. And that's the whole thing that I want to get at here is, do not think that you can escape this. Do not think that if I were a doctor or a lawyer, or if I were the software dev manager, or if I were the CEO, that I wouldn't have anyone to report to, and I wouldn't have responsibility, and I wouldn't have to, quote, kiss ass. I wouldn't have to play nice with others. You will always have to do that. It doesn't matter what you're doing. If I choose to say it's my way or the highway, I'm not going to be able to negotiate business deals. I'm not going to be able to get sponsorships for Simple Program. I'm not going to be able to sell anything on air because no one's going to want to deal with a person who acts that way. So anyway, I want to do a quick video and just kind of put that out there, that you're always going to have some kind of authority, some kind of responsibility, some kind of boss in life, and you're always going to have to deal with people. So the sooner that you learn this, and the sooner that you accept this, the better off you're going to be. Because, and here's the other thing that a lot of people do not realize. If you want to become a leader someday, you must first become a good follower. There are no good leaders who are not good followers. That doesn't mean that they follow all the time, but it means that they're capable of it and they have done it before. They know the hierarchy, and they know where they're in a position where they need to follow, and they need to be the kind of person that can support a leader and not cause trouble and do what they're told, right? You need to be able to have that ability in order to be able to lead others. If you can't do that, then you can't set an example. And leadership is 95% setting an example. That's what leadership is. If you want to lead people, you set an example. You don't boss them around. That's not how it works. You win hearts and minds. If you just have someone's mind and you don't have their heart, they may follow you, or they may mock follow you for some time, but I guarantee you they will not be with you. And at some point, they will leave you, or they will betray you, because you will not have their loyalty. So anyway, I don't mean to paint a dark outlook on this, but I would definitely advise you, if you want a real good book, I always recommend this on people skills, is How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. You can, of course, check out my book, Soft Skills: The Software Developer's Life Manual, which I cover this quite a bit. And then I'll throw a third one in here that I've been mentioning quite a bit, which is Maximum Achievement by Brian Tracy, because there's a few good chapters in there about dealing with people that I think you would find useful, and you can see why you have to do this in life, and why it's not even something that you should dread and say that you're kissing ass. When you approach it that way, you just don't get it, and you're not going to be successful if you approach things that way. People, you should be happy to interact, to help people, to be, if you want to be a leader especially, you're going to have to love your flock, right? And that's critical. So anyway, if you like this video, subscribe to the channel, and I will talk to you next time. Take care.